Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to take a quick look at our newest Grineer pistol, the Stubba. Now this is one of the two weapons you can get from the ghoul bounties, and the blueprint for this one comes either as a reward from the level 15 to 25 bounty, or it can randomly drop from the ghouls. Once you get the blueprint, you can head over to your foundry and realize that the weapon is dirt cheap. It only requires 45 grog droll, 4485 ferrite, 25 copperite alloy, 2 neurodes and a couple of credits. The Stubba requires you to be at least mastery rank 5 to use it, and it does 33 damage with each shot. 15.5 is slash, 14.2 is impact, and only 3.3 is puncture. It is an automatic pistol that fires 6.33 rounds per second with 57 rounds in the magazine, 210 rounds in total, and a very fast reload time of only 1.3 seconds. It has a very solid crit chance of 21%, a slightly below average crit multiplier of 190%, and okayish 13% status chance. Now the weapon first of all sounds pretty damn beefy for an automatic weapon. I mean, listen to that. That is pretty damn beefy, but it's also horrendously inaccurate. Even at medium ranges, it's just gonna spray bullets all over the place. It also kicks quite a bit with the first 2 to 4 shots, but it kinda calms down after that, and it doesn't shake the screen too much, which is kind of nice as well. Now the weapon comes with 1 V polarity as standard, and I've added 3 more Vs, so it's a 3 Forma setup, and it's sort of a standard hybrid build. So it's running Hornet Strike for damage, Lethal Torrent for fire rate and multi-shot, Barrel Diffusion for multi-shot, Prime Pistol Gambit for crit chance, Prime Target Cracker for crit multiplier, then Scorch for heat damage and status chance, and Pistol Pestilence with Jot, which combines into corrosive damage and gives you even more status chance. And the reason I went for the standard corrosive and heat setup rather than sort of a viral setup that would focus on slash procs is because the weapon just does far too much impact damage, and it was staggering enemies too much and not proccing slash, so it wasn't that effective. It was better versus units that have a lot of alloy armor, so napalms and bombards, but it was worse against everything else. Also, as you can probably see, level 100 units, especially from the Grineer faction, a little bit too high for the weapon, so let us bump it down to 80. Now that is more like it. Here you can see the weapon actually performed decently. It still struggles with the napalms, but that's mostly because they have a lot of alloy armor and we're using corrosive damage, which isn't that great versus alloy armor. But everything else, like some of the smaller units, even heavy gunners or even the Grineer ghouls, are just fine. Moving on to the Corpus, where the high amount of impact damage is actually really good because it absolutely shreds through their shields and proto shields, allowing the other damage types to take care of the health much faster. And I really like this because it means that you don't have to swap your elemental combos around even at sortie 3 level. You can just run it with corrosive and heat for all factions. And finally we have the Infested, where the weapon actually surprised me because it mows them down super fast. It is really effective versus the Infestation. Now, as you can probably tell, this isn't a top tier weapon, but it doesn't have to be. It's a mastery rank 5 weapon that you just randomly get by doing a bounty, and it's dirt cheap. But that doesn't mean the weapon is awful. I would happily take it into an Infested sortie or even a Corpus sortie, assuming it wasn't an assassination. I wouldn't take it into high level Grineer sorties though. Sortie 1, yeah, sortie 2, maybe, but definitely not sortie 3. And it's not because of the damage, because the damage of the weapon is good enough to do Grineer sortie 3. It's the ammo economy. The weapon is not very ammo efficient. It chews through ammo pretty damn fast, even with just a Lethal Torrent, and once you start running into beefier enemies that can take a couple of hits like high level Grineer with heavy armor, you're gonna run out of ammo even if you're running carrier with ammo case. But even with that said, the only reason I can think of for you to not pick this weapon up is if you're really struggling with weapon slots. That's pretty much it. But if that's not the case, if you're not struggling with weapon slots, pick this weapon up. Why not? Especially if you're a newer player. This is a pretty good weapon for a newer player because it will carry you through the entire star chart, through fissure missions, nightmare missions, and even early sorties. Because even though the weapon isn't top tier, it is still pretty damn good. I mean, it can shred level 80 enemies, which is the vast majority of the game, and the weapon is fun to use. I like the rhythm on the fire rate, it sounds awesome, it looks awesome, it has the right amount of kick, and it has really fast reload speed. And let us not forget once again that the weapon is dirt cheap, so definitely pick this up unless you're struggling with weapon slots. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.